people talk a lot about news, that a lot of times advertisers were afraid to buy on news shows because there's that classic where they're bombing Kiev and the air raid sirens going off, and then there's this funny, I think it was Applebee's commercial running next to it. But they found with contextual, most news programming is not doom and gloom. There's a lot of 12 things to bring on your next beach vacation, or woman celebrates 105th birthday at nursing home kind of stuff. Now, I'm assuming, Julie, you get some of that too with Vevo, that in other words, people like, oh, I don't want to run against rap video or this or that, but is contextual a good way to say, hey, like this is nothing to be afraid of?
Yeah, 100%. We've spent a lot of time on proprietary capabilities in the contextual space. And like you, Alan, I've always known it to be sort of the antithesis of what we were wrestling with like cookie deprecation and GDPR and CCPA and all of these things. And so taking sort of a left turn and looking at really building out matching the advertising to the context and ensuring that audiences that are watching these particular videos, are matching with what is expected from an advertising standpoint. So we've used a lot of metadata to signal sentiment. So we'll kind of like categorize videos in the sense that like joyful or heartfelt, which is like Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. We'll do like empowering. We'll have like all of these different sort of categories where each video is tagged with metadata so that it matches what the advertiser sentiment is looking for in that particular context. We also have things like Vevo Rewind. We do a whole taxonomy of advertiser creative to match the sight, sound, and motion of their creative so that it's a seamless viewing experience, so that it matches, the videos plus the ads. And so, yeah, the contextual piece has been a very much a hot button as well. And I feel like with your news example as well, I did come from Warner Brothers Discovery. And so the brand suitability piece was really big in ensuring that we had those sentiment tools to bring advertisers into the place that they wanted to be in that news context was really important as well.
Gotcha. Now, Erin, for advertisers, like, how are your clients looking at this, and the ad community in general? Is the ability to sort of match the tone and the emotions to the content a good thing, or do they still want the people, or can you do both?
Right. Yeah, I would say that advertisers are very enthusiastic about contextual targeting. I think it kind of offers them what was offered on linear TV on in the past, historically on CTV, which gets them excited. Yeah, absolutely. You hear, like you mentioned the story about the news, advertisement, you hear about, the dating app that shows up in a, serial killer documentary, not great. So advertisers are very brand safety focused, and they feel that contextual targeting can help address those concerns.
Okay.
I
So in
have
the
a quick
remaining,
curiosity though, Alan, before we jump from that
yeah.
topic, I'm actually very curious. As a publisher, we work with a lot of different ad servers, and there's not many of them that are very focused on contextual targeting. So I'm very curious to hear from, Julie, Erin, CJ, like how, like as a publisher who wants to do more contextual targeting, because I know that's the future. I know that like using AI and all of these things, contextual is like a perfect solution for that, right? But I'm also very curious about the ROI. Are people actually like investing, or people, meaning the clients, the advertisers, agencies, are they actually investing dollars in contextual targeting today? Because I find that, or at least from us, a lot of our tech teams and our tech partners, they're not really as focused on contextual targeting at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a huge boom. And in fact, there's an article that was just released from Streaming Media today about fast channel contextual targeting and the CPMs that can be garnered through that. So yeah, I think that there's a lot of spotlight, and it's very much a hot topic.